In this video, we're just going to be doing a simple maintenance wash on my 2016 Jetta GLI. I recently coated the car with CSL and XOV4. Then on the last wash, I did put some bead maker on it. So this is just going to be a simple maintenance wash, nothing special. But throughout the video, I'll be talking about some of my processes, a little bit about my pressure washer setup, and then a few things about the car. Alright, of course we're starting off with the wheels. Now I do first of all spray the wheel with Adam's Tire and Rubber Cleaner, and I have some Ammo Brute in the wheel bucket. So then we just go back with the Easy Detail wheel brush, get in between the spokes, get the barrel of the wheel, and then I have a smaller brush that I'll use to clean like the spokes and just the face of the wheel in general. Then I'll finish up with like a stiffer brush to get the tire cleaned up, and then of course rinse it all off. This is kind of the process that I use. I have found that on like glossy black wheels, it does leave some fine scratches in the black, so I kind of need to improve this process a little bit more. On a wheel that's just silver like this, you're obviously never really going to notice that. But I'd like to get some GTI Austin wheels or Dallas wheels, and those do have some more glossy black elements to them. So I kind of need to improve this process, and just, you know, in general, for any kind of glossy finish wheel that's not a silver color like this, that would show some more defects. And you'll see here on the other side, I did kind of speed this one up a little bit. Basically just same process, just on the other side of the vehicle. I'm only showing the front wheels here just simply because of the camera angles, kind of the positioning and where I set up the camera. It's just easiest to see the front wheels, so that's why I'm only showing the front. But anyway, we'll just finish up here cleaning this wheel, and then we'll move on to the next step of the washing process. Alright, now we're just simply rinsing the paint off. You will see some water beading and water sheeting abilities here because it was recently coated, and then I also do periodically top it with bead maker as well, just for that sacrificial layer on top of the paint. So we'll kind of rinse off the paint, get some of the dirt off as much as we can anyway, before we go to foaming the paint. So anyway, this is my 16 Jetta GLI, and this is probably one of the best cars I've had. I've actually kind of downgraded from a Honda Accord to this vehicle, and it's certainly not the nicest car I've had. It's definitely not the most fun car I've had, but it's kind of the best blend of a comfortable, reliable, efficient daily driver, and something that still has some performance ability and is relatively fun to drive. It is a 6-speed manual, so we're definitely keeping the manuals alive with this thing. And it's just a great blend of so many different attributes like that. So for what I use, it really is kind of the perfect car. So we have some GSF here in the foam cannon, and I probably could have put a little bit more soap in it just to create some thicker foam. I don't really ever measure it out. I just kind of eyeball it, just kind of dump some in and then fill it up with water. So that's another area I could probably improve upon, actually measuring out the soap. So here we're just doing the 2-bucket wash method. So obviously we go top down, just so you're not contaminating the wash mitt with a bunch of dirt and then spreading it all over elsewhere in the paint. So I'll do like a panel, flip the towel or flip the mitt, do another panel, and then just kind of dunk it in the rinse bucket. So black paint like this obviously does show imperfections very easily. Luckily, German cars typically have harder paint that's more difficult to scratch. Porsches are very soft usually, but like Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, kind of the more mainstream brands, they do seem to have a little bit harder paint. So luckily it's not going to scratch quite as easily as some other vehicles out there. But anyway, we just kind of go through top down, do all the panels obviously, just get everything cleaned up, get all the dirt off. And once again, in the bucket I do have GSF. I have a bottle of this that I'm trying to use up. I kind of switch back and forth between this and Adam's car shampoo. I think they're both great. Honestly, I really don't have a preference between the two. I think they're both great soaps. The GSF smells really good, but honestly, either one is great. And then for my pressure washer setup, I have the Karcher K1700 Cube, and I actually got this from Obsessed Garage. I got the advanced package, which does include some higher end fittings. It includes a foam cannon that stands up on its own, which sounds kind of dumb, but it really does make a difference. It's much easier to store that way. So I'm kind of rinsing it top down. Looks a little goofy there, but trying to flush out all the water from any kind of nooks and crevices on the edge of the roof, so that we don't get soap all over areas that we just rinsed previously. So just doing the top down method around the window moldings, edge of the roof, around the mirrors, just trying to flush out all the soap and water, and then just kind of rinsing the whole vehicle, get all the soap off of it before we start drying the vehicle. And then since the wheels did get some soap on them during the foaming process, just make sure to rinse those off really thoroughly before we add some protection and dry those off. So finishing off here with the front bumper, you know, there's some more intricate areas around there, just want to get all the water off. So then we're moving on to the drying process, and for this I mainly use the Geon Silk Dryer. This is an amazing drying towel. So I've actually had this one for I think about 4 years now, and it works great. Doesn't soak up water quite as well as it did when I first got it, but it is still an amazing drying towel, and I absolutely love this thing. So I'm probably going to get another one or two just to have, because they are so good. I do have some other drying towels, which I will kind of finish up with after I go over the vehicle with this one. It does miss a few spots here and there once it fills up with water, so we'll just kind of dry some of the larger panels with this, and then I will come back a little bit later on with a different drying towel, just kind of dry up some of the leftover water and stuff. And you get water that kind of seeps out of different panel gaps and whatnot, so that's just what I'm going back and doing with this one. Alright, and then with the wheels, typically I will spray some Adams Ceramic Boost on the wheels. Just this kind of gives some protection to the wheels, maybe a little bit more gloss. They are not ceramic coated. If I do switch out the wheels at some point, I will probably do a coating. So anyway, we're just going to dry off the wheels, and then I let the tires air dry usually, so we'll come back and apply some tire dressing later. Next step is cleaning the windows. I use the ever popular Stoner's Invisible Glass. Just seems to work great. It's easy to get a streak-free finish. Spray it on, wipe it off, flip the towel, wipe it again, and the glass comes out perfect just about every time. And then we will move on to the tires after they've kind of air dried for a little bit. The blue latex gloves do look kind of stupid, but hear me out. The Adams tire dressing, it's really greasy feeling, and once you get it on your hands, it seems to come off on literally everything you touch, and it's difficult to wash it off. So that's why I use the gloves, just in case I do get any on my hands. I can just rip the gloves off, throw them away, and not have to worry about it anymore. So that's just kind of the easiest, cleanest way I found to apply the tire dressing. So I'll go through and apply the tire dressing on each tire. I use kind of the nipple end on the tire dressing bottle instead of the spray nozzle, because the spray nozzle gets everywhere. So anyway, that's the finished product. We did just a simple maintenance wash here on my 2016 Jetta GLI. Came out looking great, and wheels are clean, tires are clean. The vehicle just looks great now.